And that's what she said.
Yeah. Well, luckily it's Thursday, which means it's the Krankenpanzer day.
Krankenpanzerwagen?
Yeah. Just had a message off John saying he's going to be about half an hour late.
Well, he'll have to catch up then, won't he?
Yeah.
Obviously, T went in a bit late.
Yeah. Just can't get the staff, can you?
But never mind. Hey, you're lucky I'm here today. I've not been well this week.
Oh, Beckard.
I've been poorly sick, boy. I had my leg all strapped up yesterday.
Oh, yeah. You had pneumonia.
Had pneumonia, yeah. Tuesday night, I could not walk.
Did you have piles?
Which was a bit concerning. But
were you walking around by swinging your leg out to the side?
Well, I was literally clinging onto the walls because it was bizarre. And then I got up yesterday morning, and as I got out of bed, it felt fine. By the time I got to the loo, which is literally walking like that round onto the landing, it was in agony again. So out came my leg brace and spent the day with my leg up. But today it's fine. Bizarre.
There's a lot to be said for using your walking stick as well.
Well, I had my walking stick by my bed for the first time ever on Tuesday night. And
might be an idea to keep it with you.
Yeah. I don't want to give into it really. But anyway, that's another story. Hello.
Hello. What have you been working on this week?
Very little. I've been doing some priming on the Skyhawk. I've just been priming some weapons.
Some weapons?
Skyhawk. Did that on Monday. Obviously Tuesday I was out all day at the face-to-face session, which was actually turned into a 5-hour session on Monday. But it was good fun, good laugh. Yesterday I was flat on my back, and today I've just come up and blown the dust off my bench and prepped the Krankenpanzerwagen.
Yeah.
And crack on. And then.
Well, I have been busy.
What
and I shall show you why.
What have you been doing?
I shall show you.
Oh, and I had my hair cut. Which one, I hear you ask?
Oh, yeah. Haircut. I've made a tank.
That's a Tigger. That's nice.
Yeah. It's a Rubicon Tigger.
Rubicon one, isn't it? Builds up really nice.
Yeah, and I put M4H.
Yeah.
I didn't go for accuracy, I just went for fun.
In a bizarre turn of events,
yes,
I have here a Rubicon Tigger, which I did.
And we've both put the same decal on top.
Yeah, and we've both put the same decal in the same place, and I've got Models for Heroes decals on the back as well.
I haven't done that one, but I've done.
And then
I did it in Keep Calm model.
Yeah, and then on the front of it, you won't see it, the camera won't pick it up. I've got the building piece by piece there.
Yeah. But I painted that and then just did dry brushing over it.
Yeah. I just gave it the I gave it a white winter look because it was the M4H White Tiger. How bizarre.
And I've done Gordon.
Gordon.
I painted Gordon.
Oh, look at him!
How cool is that?
And viewers, I have a vested interest in Gordon because I printed Gordon off for him. Doesn't that look cool?
Yeah. And that's using the Vallejo metallics.
That does look so cool.
There you go.
He's a Knight Paladin, isn't he?
Yeah, half-orc paladin.
Half-orc paladin, Gordon Bennett.
Yeah. And he's a follower of Helm, the god Helm in D&D, which is why he has the red cloak and the red shield.
Yeah. I'm so cool that's so good painted up.
Yeah. It makes me want to make another one. Because there has been some changes to one of my other characters as well that I want to do.
Oh.
He's looking more like a half-orc version of Rincewind now. And Discworld. Shall we go through the chat?
Yes, let's go through the chatteroonie.
Julian says, "Don't second," and what's Darren done? Because Dieter said first, and congrats, Darren. I have no idea what Darren's done.
No idea what Darren's done.
Ooh. I just realised my microphone's not facing me. There you go. Duke says, "Good day, all you beautiful people." Hello,
Good day,
Duke.
How the devil are you, sir?
Julian says, "Good day, Duke." Sonic says, "Hey guys, I'm awake. Shock horror." Julian says, "Sonic, if I recall correctly, the Book of Revelations, right after the plague of locusts." Sonic says, "A plague of hedgehogs." Julie says, "Lol." John Christmas says, "At work, Soapy, watching in the background." Ooh, naughty.
Welcome,
naughty.
thanks for joining us.
I like it. Phil says, "Guten Morgen, Alice." Good morning. Marley says, "Be there as soon as I can." Okay.
Be there as soon as I can.
Yeah. Sound like you're on home and away then. Jim says, "Good morning, mein Herren." So good morning, Mikey and Chair Farce.
Good morning.
Sonic says, "Chair farts."
It doesn't anymore.
His chair doesn't fart anymore. David says, "Good morning, all." Good morning, David.
Morning, David.
17 Anne-Marie says, "David, morning both, first time here." Hello
Well,
there.
morning.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. I hope you'll enjoy it. I will warn you now, I have no control over what happens, and neither does Mikey.
No. We try our best to get control of John, but as you'll see, he's a free spirit. Joe says, "Good morning, all."
Morning, Joe.
Morning. Julian, on the subject of antics in bed, no behaviour.
Stop messing about.
I'm the only person I know who can lose his balance when he's already lying down. Even I thought, how the hell do I do that? Have you been at the Amber Nectar, Julian?
Ooh. Proper job, or?
David says, "Morning, Anne-Marie. Not my first time, just been busy, too busy to drop in." Julian says, "Good evening, John." Sonic says, "Julian." Laughing faces. Jim says, "Good morning to our gracious host."
Good morning, Jim.
Julian says, "Hi, Phil, David, Annie, Joe, John." Jim says, "Hello to all the usual suspects in chat." I shall put my teeth back in momentarily. David says, "Morning, Julian." Duke says, "I'm Bonza, Gary."
Bonza.
Dieter says, "Greetings, my friends."
Hagrid.
Hello, Deets. Jim says, "Good morning, Jim Stripe Skunk." Sonic says, "Quick, everyone, keep typing comments." Jim says, "Greetings, Julian, Sonic, Duke, and Hagrid." Sonic, "Hi, Jimbo." Jim, "Good morning, Joe." And Sonic, "Hello to all the usual suspects and welcome to newcomers to too many names to type." There we go. Julian, "Mikey, if you're controlling John, who's controlling you? Modders? If so, she has my sympathies." I'm not that bad. I need to clean my glasses. They're filthy. I didn't realise until I switched my desk light on how dirty they are.
Modders is the true producer of this program. He keeps us all in check.
Absolutely.
Well, that is sort of technical.
You think about it, moderating, doing what she does is actually technically production work.
Yeah.
That's what producers do, isn't it?
She's got her finger over that big red button to disconnect us if we go too far.
That's true. Julian says, "Morning, Hagrid." Gary Evans in, he says, morning troops, hope the Panzerwagen isn't too cranked this morning.
Morning, Commander.
Mr. Evans won't be with us tomorrow because he's busy doing family stuff.
Okay.
So, but we will be here building the Model T. We will. Although I've seen him twice already this week, so. Very joking. Love you, Gary. Anne-Marie says, thank you. I have watched some older ones and I love them. Veteran myself and morning to all in the chat. Ooh, cool. What were you in?
Yeah. Come on, dish the dirt. You can't just say that. You got to.
Yeah, you got to tell us what you're in.
How can we take the mickey out of you if we don't know what you were in?
Yeah.
Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, chair farce. Don't put her off.
Well, no, if she's watched the old episodes, then. Jim says, question, are the overhead panels in the driver's compartment painted white along with everything else? Well, in this one they are, Jim.
Yes, they were. There you go. Easy answer. Duke says, good day all, new and veteran watchers. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Morgie's in. Hello,
Morgie's in. Hello, Morgie.
He says, hello.
Have you had an argument with the duvet, Morgie?
He's probably playing on his Xbox.
Yeah.
Julian says, modders is the channel's responsible adult. Everyone else in the panel and chat are just adults. Well, only just. Yeah.
I take that as a personal insult, Julian, that you refer to me as an adult. I've never stopped embracing my inner child.
Sorry, folks, I'm just trying to clean my glasses.
Jim says to Mr. Evans, good morning, Mr. Evans. And Julian says, morning, Commander Evans. Nigel's in. Morning all. Dipping in before we go into the vets. Not me, the dogs. An interesting example of animal logistics when said dogs are 2 65-kilo Newfoundlands. Yeah, do they take you?
Yeah. You ride them to the vets.
How do you get them in the car? You ask them very nicely.
Would they mind awfully?
What do you do if they don't want to go? We don't go.
Yeah.
Julian says hello to Morgs. Tiff says I won't be here at all next week. Oh, the riotous fun we're going to have next week. Mind you, I'm not here on Friday. Next week.
Are you not?
No, I'm at.
Oh no, you're not.
I'm doing the setup for Key Model World, where I should be with my Models for Heroes hat on that weekend. So I'll have to be sensible and behave myself.
Gary, I can see again.
The Tiff won't be here.
The world doesn't look like a pocket. It's going to be so lonely.
Jim says, Mike and Gary, planning out the interior of painting my 250 half track. Oh. I see ICM are releasing another half track.
Yeah.
Sonic says, modders is the responsible one, and I tend to make up for it. We all need some balance in our lives, I guess.
That's true.
It's something I did not have.
Jim says, hello there. Jim says, hello there, Morgan. Or, guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen, Morgan.
Yeah. Nigel says that's 2 times 65 kilos, not 265 kilos. You have a pet elephant, do you? A pet baby elephant. Julian says, I do apologise, Mr. Morris. Adults in physical form only. Mental is quite another matter.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. We're aligned now. That's all right, Julian. I'll take that back. We're aligned.
Jim says, Nigel, what are the doggies' names?
Sir and my lord.
What do they want? to the B. The name on this is because my daughter set up computer. Laugh out. David. So his name's David, and he's an ex-gunner, Royal Artillery, drop short, long-range sniper, heard them all, laugh out loud, 24 years, 1970 to 1994. I'm not going to take the mick out of you because I was Army as well. However, Mr. Morris was Chair Force. And he means that quite literally because his job was to sit in an air traffic control tower.
Yes, you go there. You go there. Don't go that way. You're an R&R flight. Cancelled.
Yeah, you swines. It's nice to have some more Army on it. It's been lonely.
No. Oh, I can't. I nearly sung then. Nearly sung.
Don't be doing that to me. Right.
Nigel says, Rianne and Maya. Now. Rianne.
I had a friend called Rianne. Oh, no, it's Rihanna.
I always think of Fleetwood Mac when I hear the name Rianne.
Fleetwood Mac? Weren't they some musicians from 1800 and Frozen Stiff?
Oh, God's sake.
Love you.
I just this elder abuse that goes on this channel. There's no respect. I don't come here to be insulted. Why? Where do you normally go?
Well, you know that I was telling you about the conversation that ended up happening on the committee meeting last night.
Yeah.
Well, they're all laughing their heads off, and I started tittering, and all I could think of was, "Oh my God, Gary is the same age as my dad to within a few days," and they're talking about that.
Page 84 of the Kama Sutra.
Yeah, and I was like, no, don't want to think of that.
Yes. Very good committee meeting I missed last night.
Yes. Sonic says, agree, Julian. Great minds think alike. Julian says, I live alone, Sonic. You lot are my balance, which comes to think of it, explains a hell of a lot. Very good. Jim says, Nigel sounds like two nice doggies. 80's in, he says, hello, how are we all? Hello, Adrian.
Hello,
how's your holiday going? How's your holidays? David says, sorry, go on.
Where's he been? Was he Lanzarote or?
He's somewhere in the
Gran
Mediterranean.
Canaria. He was in Gran Canaria.
That's it. Is it me or do none of the doors on this kit fit particularly well?
Well, I'm just trying to put the engine doors. Oh, you're doing the same bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So David says we'll start chats like this. There we go. Sonic, you can judge a man by the company he keeps. That's me knackered then. 80 says, don't worry, Mikey. Your dad is past page 84. He's on 86. Oh, God. I don't want to know.
Now, page 86 is very tricky because you've got to get a twist in at the last minute.
I don't want to know.
And it, you know, as you leap from the top of the wardrobe
Head
in
first.
your Batman suit and full face gimp mask.
Did they have them in India? That's where the Kama Sutra comes from.
I'm going to have to do some
right, it works. It works, but yeah. But what you have to do is put them in the middle at the same time.
Oh, well, that's me buggered then, isn't it?
See, they do go together, but if you place them on the hinges and then fold them in, it doesn't work. You have to put them in the middle and then just push the hinges down.
Trouble is, there's a lot of delicate work under there.
Yeah. And there's nice bits to show off and things, isn't there? So what I might do,
I might have to trim a bit off, you know.
I don't know whether to have the engine showing or not.
Well, if you're going to do that, you've got to have them completely open, haven't you? Because there's no braces or anything, so you can't have them like that. You've got to have them like that, yeah.
Like that, yeah.
Well,
they sit on hinges like that, don't they? About 45 degrees. What do people think? Have one engine cover open or have them both closed?
Well, I could have one open, I suppose. That would solve the issue, wouldn't it?
Yeah. June says, no, do not let your grandchildren name your pets. A name's dog is called Deefer. The grandkids named it Deefer Dog.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, as I said before on the stream, a guy I used to work with at RAF Scampton named his cat Cooking Fat.
Yeah. David says, started following you both on Facebook. Also follow Lockdown Modelling, where I've posted some of my builds. Nice. Well, if you want to share anything on the Discord, mate, you're more than welcome.
If you're following me on Facebook, then I apologise for the lack of content. It will be increasing soon.
That reminds me. I do remember seeing a notification of someone with a Royal Artillery Cat badge liking a post. So yeah, I remember. You know. Jim says, "Take heart, Mikey. Before you know it, you'll be." Eh?
I've done it. It's all right. Excuse me.
It's all right. Take heart, Mikey. Before you know it, you'll be nearing your father's current age. Do you know what? I was thinking about this around my birthday the other week. And I can actually remember, I'm going to be 40 in 3 years. And I can still remember my dad's 40th birthday party. And I felt it was just such a long way off then. It's really strange.
I've got more time behind me than I've got in front of me.
Yes. For saying that, so could any of us. We never know.
Well, anyway,
Sonic,
before we go down that macabre.
Yeah. Sonic says, name them 1 and 2, Julian. If one dies, you still have 2 left. Very good. Aaronville's in. He says, hello all. Hello, Aaronville.
Hi, Aaronville.
Duke, Mikey, my starter set arrived yesterday. When are we starting it? Right. We'll be starting it. I think it'll probably be the 1st of May or something.
It was going to be we were going to start it on the next members live, weren't we?
We were. Right.
You need to plan when you're going to have the next members live, and that will be the official start date. If anybody wants to know what we're doing, we're building an Airfix starter set, and there's going to be prizes for this group build. Old Flint Frostbeard there.
Yes.
Is going to dish out prizes. There's going to be a base, a beginners category where you just build the Airfix starter set, and then there's going to be an advanced category or experienced modelers category where we're asking people to build the starter set and then put it on a diorama or vignette.
Yep.
And then there's a third category, which is Nia's category.
Yeah.
Nia is Hagrid's daughter.
So she'll just be judging from everyone.
Yeah, she'll be judging for everyone. The Space Huntress Award.
I may have a secret mystery special judge that you won't find out about until they come on to announce their winners, who will be judging the members only competition, or the members entries.
He's not judging my entry.
No, sir.
And I have recused myself from the competition. I will be building, but I didn't get a starter set. I couldn't get a starter set for the one I wanted to do. So I just bought the 172nd Airfix Tiger 1.
Nice. AD says, that's Gary and his Batman Y front saying it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what? I might just close it up.
Yeah, I'm still having a slight issue. I've got the rear of the hatch in.
Yeah. Tiff says, "Oi, just watch the actual talk. Morgan is in here. Sorry, son. I forgot." Squarish is in. Morning all. Hello, James. Haven't seen you in here for a while, mate. How's work? Tiff's put the Discord link in if anyone wants to join. Julian Sonic, you mean like the Spanish fireman who had two sons? The second was named Hose B. The first was Jose. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Very good.
And I'd like to apologise to any Spanish viewers.
Yes. Julian says, Julie noted Tiff. David says, that's okay, Julian. Yes, that's me, Mikey. Excellent. Sonic, the French beach dweller who named his sons Philip and Philop. Ah. How many other countries are we going to insult today? Julian says, Ruffle, hadn't heard that one, Sonic. Sonic says, when you quite finished, Mr. Morris. Thank you.
Show.
Sonic says, just made that one up, Julian. I'll get my coat.
Yeah.
Joe says, received a new message that Temu and Shein are raising their prices because of tariffs. Oh, good. Now I won't be annoyed when I'm browsing the site. Kieran says, morning, everyone. And Julian says, don't let the door hit your backside on the way out, Sonic. The one I like when people say that is, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Even Benji likes that one.
Benji's out in the garden trying to savage the husky that lives next door.
Sure, I might have it open. Yeah, I'll have it half open because I just like the idea of being able to see the engine.
The issue I've got is the hinges, believe it or not.
The only problem is going to be when it comes to camouflaging it. So, what I might do. There you go. Oh, it sticks on quite well now. Jim says, greetings, Squarish. Glad to see you out there. Yeah, out here. Anvil says, interesting. Julian using that automatic sanding tool, now quite expensive. Julian says, Mikey, it's our latest challenge, around the world in 80 insults. I like that. That's quite funny. And apparently Anvil meant Gary. You. This one here.
Yeah, it's a nice bit of kit, that display reciprocal sander.
I begrudge spending time on an engine and then closing it up.
I know.
It's to me. So what I might do is put blue tack on the inside, just hold them down together, so that I can spray it and then open one up and glue the other one down. Sounds like a plan to me. I shall do that now. Julian says, morning, Kieran.
Morning, Kieran.
Sonic says, if it's only slightly open, then it's not a door, it's a jar. Ha ha ha. Kieran says, hi, Julian. Julian, very good, Julian. Can I join in the challenge? Julian says, okay, now I'm confused. Is there another Julian I can't see? It could be Julian Davis. He comes in sometimes.
Yeah, Julian Davis comes in sometimes. I don't think he's here today.
No. George is in. He says, hi, all. Hello, George.
Hi, George.
Aaronville says, keep the bonnet up. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is put blue tack in the bonnet like that. Just because it'll be a right pain to paint the camouflage on if the bonnet.
Yeah,
So
pain.
be a right pain, so it will. Right. Come on, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Right. If I can just flex that a
You're
little
in
bit.
Lancashire. You just said a reet pain. Reet pain. That's definitely spelling it.
There you go. Right. So, because what I can do then is I can prime it, spray it with camouflage and stuff, and then just lift it back out. And that should make it a lot easier. James says, it's been a while, been keeping busy with the Spitfire Centre stuff. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going there.
Oh, yes. We're going up there, aren't we?
Yeah.
To arrange that.
Yes. That's going to be fun. But I think we're going to do it in June when all the real Spitfires are there as well. Taking off.
Yeah, June works for me.
Yeah. Because then we can actually go and watch Spitfires coming into land and taking off and things. That'd be so cool.
We'd sit out the front in deck chairs. Like those two blokes in the Battle of Britain go, you could teach monkeys to fly better than that.
Yeah, put some hankies tied around the head or something.
Yeah.
With a crate of beer.
To shy talk in 5 steps.
Gary's having flashbacks.
Battle of Britain, one of my favourite films of all time.
Yeah, except for where they leave the
Ian
door.
McShane and Edward Fox.
June says, be my guest, Jim. There are plenty of countries we haven't insulted yet. Gary says, don't like building engines, then hiding them. Welcome to the world of ICM.
Yes.
Yeah. I love ICM, but yeah.
One of the guys at our face-to-face session, Steve, is building the mobile chapel.
Yeah.
The ICM mobile chapel. That's coming on quite well.
Well, later in the year, me, Gary Evans, and Paul Corrigan are building Monty's office.
Yes, that looks like a nice nice.
There you go. Kit. Blue tack down so I can spray it and then have one open. Julian says, that's what I meant. Julian logged in on another channel following the stream. Yeah. We got you, mate. Don't worry. We got you back. Julian says, hi, Aaron. Ooh. And he says, hi, Square. David says, nice day down here in Rhondda. Cloudy, but dry for a bit. Ooh, you're in Rhondda. We had another Welshman. Yay! Anvil says, hi, Julian. Why?
Yeah, but
what?
Why
have we gone on to me?
Hey, what?
Why have we gone on to me? There we go.
Yeah, see, me. It's all about you, isn't it?
It wasn't me. That was Modest. Well, it could have been Willow. David says, hope weather all good where you all are. I think so.
It's a nice day here today. It was freezing yesterday, but it's really nice today.
My curtains are closed because it's the only way I can control the light so that I don't get sort of back things.
I have the same issue.
It's a lovely cup of coffee. Jim says, Gary Evans, I am part of that engine building, then hiding it build group with my Tacom 250 half track. Ooh.
But you got the satisfaction of knowing it's there.
Aaronville says, anyone going to Key Model World at the NEC on Saturday the 26th?
I shall be there, Aaronville, on the Models for Heroes stand. Please come along and say hello. Yeah, it was all right last year.
Yeah.
All right.
He will be the I was going to say the big bold one, but that's cruel.
Well, that's not that because John Mayfield's there as well. So that
yeah, but you're taller than John. John's only little.
Yeah, and Skiffins is there as well. James Skiffins
He's
will
only
be
little
there
as well.
And on the Saturday, Steph will be there, so there'll be a few of us there.
Yeah.
Please come along and say hello.
There you go. Just make sure you tell them that you're actually Aaronville as well. They just go, "Hi, I know you."
Yeah,
because that's just creepy when people do that.
Well, Ian famously did it last year at Telford. He came up to the Friends of Models for Heroes table and went to me, "Are you Chair Force 1?"
Do you know what though? It made you a bloody month. That did.
It did. It did. I was famous. I started thinking about getting a manager and all that.
Sonic says there would be Welsh mint sweets for the festive period called bar humbugs. You're obsessed with them sheep, aren't you, Sonic?
Hobby time. Hi guys, he says. Hi, Hobby time. Good to see you here.
Hello. Jim says hi there, hobby time. Actually, that was giving me a nice little break from doing chat. Hobby time says hi, Jim. James says we're about to make a start on a new one as well. It's an old Gate Guardian that we are making up as a Mark 9 on one side and photo recon version on the other, with removable panels to show until. Oh, that's so good!
Very nice.
So if anyone needs any pictures of Spitfires, let James know. He is in Discord. Tiff says that wasn't me. I was hovering over the side chat. Oh, that's even weirder then. Because there's only me and you that's got control over it. Martin's in. He says, spent ages detailing the engine on the ICM 6-wheeler Merc, then covered it up.
Yeah. But you know it's there, Martin.
I need glue. James says, did it still count as model making if it's 1-to-1 fiberglass?
Does in my
I think
book.
that's... Yeah. I'd say that counts. Aaronville says, okay, Gary.
Look forward to seeing you there, buddy.
David to his friends, says 2 builds going on at the moment. The Tamiya M2A2 ODS Bradley and Broncos Buffalo 6x6 MPCV. Ooh.
I wish I only had 2 builds on the go at the moment. I've got this Krankenpanzer, the Model T, a Chinook, an ME109, a Harrier, and an A4 Skyhawk all on the go at the moment.
Hey, at least you haven't got 124th Harrier got on the go, like I have.
Yeah. Aaronville says, I will be wearing my white jumper and cap. Logo on it will be green Aaronville, same as the railway station name plaque. Righto.
Sense.
I have no idea. I'll probably be wearing my Friends of Models Heroes t-shirt.
Gary will be carrying a red rose.
Baseball cap and a walking stick.
He may have a copy of Shakespeare. June says, hi, hobby time. Sorry, we're not taking the mick out of you, Aaronville. We're taking the mick out of Gary.
These, I've got the front doors on. Now I've got to get the back doors on.
Ooh. Have they been smashed in?
Now behave.
What?
I heard what you said.
It's an armoured vehicle. It could well have been attacked.
I know where you were going with that, and I will remind you of what our modders said earlier.
Yeah. For some reason, I get the impression that when me and his mum aren't paying attention, Morgie's actually probably just as comes out with some even worse things.
Of course they are.
Because I know for a fact that he swears. Martin says, however, I've now acquired a decent razor saw and I'm going to cut the foldy bonnet so I can have one side folded up. Yeah, they look cool when you do them like that.
So the 2 dots go to the middle. So that goes on that side. Bastard.
So what I'm doing is, if you look at the shape of the hull, then it's going to be a right pain to put anything that's on this lower part of the hull, like these bits here,
It'd
the
be a
starter
repair.
hand, it'd be a repaint
Oh, yeah.
to try and paint them. So I'm going to leave them off for now and just do the ones on the top half of the hull.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to get really difficult to paint.
I've got a feeling. Woo-hoo.
Well, he's still not joined, is he?
No, I've got a feeling that these doors, you know, the bits that I said, what the bloody hell are they for? That we don't need them. That go on the back of the back doors.
Yes.
I reckon that's the only thing you can get the back door to
close with.
Sit in there properly.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to put them in. Luckily, I've already primed and painted them.
Wish I could get the back doors to sit properly. They're a pain in the backside. I think I might have to sand the sides down a bit. Julian says, pondering if I should do the BF 109 starter set now or leave it until the group build. I'll do the skill 172 Hurricane now. The worry, of course, is stuffing up the Hurricane instead of the 109.
Oh, don't worry about it, just do it.
Yeah, just have fun. This is why we're having different categories for beginners. A different category for the beginners. So that it doesn't matter if you mess it up. It's not about being accurate or being particularly skilled. It's about just having a go.
Your model, your rules.
Yes. Sonic says, careful, Mikey. He probably listens to your jokes and tells them to his mates at school. At least I did that with some of my dad's jokes and almost got both of us in trouble. No. I wouldn't do that. And I'm sure Morgan's far too sensible than to listen to my humour.
God, I get most of my jokes off of Jake.
Julie says, laugh out loud, Sonic. C37.
Miss.
Ha ha ha. There it is. Oh, wing mirrors. We're doing. We're managing to hold the show together on our own again. We're doing
without the star,
Mr. Man. Yeah,
the legend in his own London shop.
The star in a reasonably priced moped.
Really drowned then. The star in a reasonably priced moped.
It's funny because it's true.
All mopeds sound like Australians anyway, don't they? I'm going to offend people now. But they'll go, me.
Oh dear. Now we've just lost Duke. ACF Nugget says, for once I'm actually catching one of your streams. How's it going, Mikey? Hello, buddy. It's going very well, thank you. How are you?
Till I did that terrible Australian joke just then, and now I've lost all of the southern hemisphere.
Yeah. Git. That was our second most subscribers come from Australia.
I think Aussies are great. They don't care what they say, who they upset. Tell it like it is.
Yeah. That's the way it should
say, well, why are you always bloody moaning at me then?
Yeah. Because there's a difference between speaking your mind and speaking inappropriately.
He doesn't speak inappropriately. He just gets passionate about it.
Nugget says, doing well, mate. Excellent. Glad to have you with us. Morgie says, hi. Yeah, so he is still listening. Hope you don't pick up any bad words, Morgan.
Are you on flight sim, Morgie?
No, he's playing football, I think, the other day.
Oh, football today.
Yeah.
When I was...
I thought Call of Duty.
when I was poorly sick yesterday and led on my sick chair with
You mean when you're being all dramatic?
with my leg.
You're making Marion mop your brow and everything.
No. Marion's not been well either.
Oh, see, I have sympathy for Marion.
She had one of her funny turns the other day, but she's all right now. I started playing Hogwarts Legacy.
I was going to buy that the other day. Is it good?
Do you know what? I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far.
I might have to get that then for the PlayStation.
It's just come on PlayStation Plus. So I downloaded it.
They had it in Asda for like 20 quid.
Yeah.
So I might get it.
Yeah.
Because I do like Harry Potter.
It's quite weird because I didn't bother with the Harry Potter books or really the films, but Marion was massively into it.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be such a good game when it came out that when they put it on PS Plus, which I'm a subscriber to, which means I can download it. It's not for free because you pay the subscription, but I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And I spent 7 hours yesterday playing it because I couldn't do anything else.
Nice. Yeah, I like Harry Potter. I was never into. I didn't read the books when they came out. My sister did, but I didn't. Because at the time I was reading. Pretty much all I read was Chris Ryan and things like that.
Chris Ryan, one that walked away.
Who Gary Evans has met.
Has he? Yeah, Gary Evans moves in different circles to us.
Oh, he does. He was part of the fourth. He was the fourth corner of the Special Forces Triangle, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he was.
Marley's joined us.
He's the 5 miles of death. Good day, John.
Oh, sorry about the hour.
That's all right, mate.
I'm going to be a bit dark that way because my ring light. Oh, that sounds bad. My extra light doesn't work because of Chromebook. Because doesn't work. USB. I can get another port, but I'm already late. Hello. How is y'all?
We're good. We're good, mate. Been missing you, but we're good.
Oh, sorry about that. I've missed you guys dearly. Oh, look at me. I'm wearing not only a Batman shirt with a full sort of utility belt. It's got a cape.
We're back.
Were you by any chance watching the beginning of the stream?
No. Why is that?
We like this. We know why you're late now. We were discussing because I was slightly poorly sick yesterday with a bad leg. Someone had made a comment on Facebook, and I said, no, it wasn't that. It was page 84 of the Kama Sutra that caused it. And it's when we were talking about it earlier on the stream, I said, when you leap off that wardrobe in your full Batman suit, and you've just come on late in a Batman suit.
Oh God, no, I did not see that.
I'm not saying anything. He's on Call of Duty. His Armolds. Are you playing as Ghost? Is it Ghost?
I
don't know.
Here we are.
There you go. Call of Duty. Oh, that's free.
How are you, John? Anyway, you're all right. Yeah.
I'm good. No, the reason I'm late is not because I was on the job. It's because I was on the barbecue. Let me show you. I'm going to share the images. So this is.
The thing is, it wouldn't be you. It wouldn't be you on the job. It'd be Bronwyn on the jobby.
Yeah, horrific.
Look at those snorkels.
Sweet potato, and as you can see, just veg.
Asparagus.
And that's where it comes out. Oh, look at that! Isn't that? Don't you want that? Oh my God! So that's what I was doing. I was cooking dinner for my family.
There you go.
Oh! I see a new sticker.
This one.
Someone's got new stickers. Yes.
And
You've
this
got
one.
a few new
And
stickers.
this one. Yeah.
Ah.
The Lube and Subscrew one looks good.
I'll show you one of my favourite ones.
Yeah.
That's a chemical composition of alcohol. Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
I really like that one.
What else I got? Look out, Marley's about. Another Lube and Subscribe. Another Lube and Subscribe. A John
That one looks good.
STFU. A Melbourne tram, because, that's my hometown. And the Aubrey Mature and Debauched Sloths, established 1805. Which is, a three-toed sloth holding a pint of lager, as you do. But yeah, there we go. Red Bubble, get amongst it.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
Where are we up to? What step are you going? What did you finish on last week? I didn't get time to go back and watch the end.
We're doing all the outside stuff, extra bits.
All the accoutrement. So you haven't started the road wheels or anything?
No, we're not doing the wheels yet. We're doing all the lights and things like that on there.
Oh. All right, I shall do that.
Because it's easier to pull if you leave the wheels off.
All right, that's what I'll crack on with.
Crank on with.
Sorry, crank on with.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was singing Split Ends. Better not do that.
We'll get into all sorts of trouble.
Morgie says that he's playing Call of Duty. Excellent, Morgan. 96. Julian looked at the Hurricane destructions. Doesn't look too hard, but I'll stay with Plan A, taking into account our brief chat on Discord, Mikey. Yeah, no problems. Tiff, I've loved the game. I finished the story. Just need to do all the side stuff and collectibles. Ooh. So is it like a Harry Potter version of Assassin's Creed then, is it? Open world sort of thing?
It's an RPG game, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It starts off, well, put it like this. I played it all day yesterday, and I've only got to level 5, and I've hardly come out of the castle yet.
Yeah. And this is the thing, right? I prefer games like that. I don't like the way that Battlefield's gone and things like that, where you get like 5 missions and that's it. Yeah.
No, it's it was good fun yesterday. Made me feel, took my mind off me poorly knee.
Yeah, how are your knees? You probably explained.
Absolutely perfect today. Absolutely perfect. So bizarre.
That's pretty strange.
Bizarre. Obviously, whatever I did yesterday was the right thing to do.
Oh, if you can hear a dog barking next door, I do apologise.
I thought it was Benji.
Benji's gone down under.
Ooh, good on him.
An Aussie kiss. Moving on swiftly. Which one, Barbie? Morgan says me.
I would imagine it's 6.
Yeah, Morgan says me. And he said, which version of COD? Joe says, holy bejesus, Batman. Sonic, John, I can imagine you wearing that on a bike.
You just see him on his scooter with the cape flowing in the background.
Yeah, and just pulling up next to people and just so they're looking out the window and wind down the window and say, "What the hell?" And you just look at them and say, "Citizens."
Just tap on their window, and when they wind the window, and go, "I'm Batman."
Morgan's playing on Call of Duty Warzone.
Warzone. All right.
Julian, sigh. John hears less than a second, and it goes down the pan.
I am going.
Sonic. Oh, I get paid today. Need to have a look at the new merch. I would say make sure your bills are paid first, but yeah. Jim says, "Crikey, you look like a bearded Bruce Wayne, Mr. Marley."
Well, yeah, with a a dodgy.
Didn't
bag.
you order
Yeah,
a
I
bearded?
fit the role.
Didn't you order a bearded Brotherhood of BVP sticker?
I did not.
I thought
I
you
think I
did.
saw that one. No.
Yes.
You mistake me for
Nice to
someone
see
who
the-
gives a toss. 825.
Sonic says, "Go into a bank wearing that T-shirt and ski mask, and then you could be Batman and Robin."
Oh, God.
Ah,
Tiff, have a
I know what I'm
word.
doing tomorrow.
Tiff says there are missions, but a lot of open world exploration. Good, I like
Yeah,
games like that.
That's what I'm looking forward to, the open world exploration.
Julie says, established 1805. It's only what, 0205 now? Tiff says, I've already sorted his bills out, Mikey. Ah. Right. So, oh. Well, that's no good. Headlight falling off.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We decided as well, John, that you're the star in the reasonably priced moped.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully that'll set. I want it.
So yeah, so my scooter's got a one of those sort of immobilizers fitted like from the factory. So one of my troops back at 10 Squadron just tried to move it one day. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he wanted to just sort of like joke around or whatever. So he tried to move the scooter, but obviously the alarm went off. And my office was next to the car park, so I thought, what's that alarm? Went outside, and there he's hiding around the corner, the side of the hangar, and I could, I didn't see him, but I can hear him laughing, and I just, what are you doing? And I was moving your bike. I thought it'd be a joke, and I'm just like, that's me hog, and he literally fell to the ground laughing so hard. I'm just like, oh God, I was being serious. It's my version of me hog.
Oh, bless you. So.
Come
on. I've lost. Where's that gone? Oh, under the Krankenpanzerwagen.
TBG says, hi everyone. Hi TBG.
TBG.
Hello.
TBG.
TBG. Language to be taken.
Junior says, hi TBG. TBG is not an asshole.
No, I was saying what a wonderful. I didn't finish because you were talking about. I was about to say what a wonderful kid. Every part I put on, I'm just like, oh, I'm loving this build.
Yeah, I'm not too sure at the moment because I'm trying to get the bloody doors on.
You're only supposed to. You're not supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Yeah.
So, other than doing barbecue, have you done anything else interesting the last couple of days?
Oh yeah, I went to Fighter World yesterday. Spent a day there. It's school holidays in Victoria at the moment. I think New South Wales next week. But fell into some wonderful conversations with wonderful families and stuff. It was funny because there was one family. So this lady I was speaking to, and her family. She's an engineer. She came over. Well, she's Russian. She came over to work for Ford Australia or with Ford Australia, and then as soon as she got here, they closed down because Ford Australia. So now she works for Boeing, and she seemed to be really embarrassed that she's Russian. I'm just like, no, it's fine. It's you're just from another country, yeah. So like, from Overseasistan or Bulgaria, and we're having a chat. But the family that they were travelling with up from Melbourne, and just looking around, he's of Japanese origin. So both of them. So the Japanese guy married an Australian lady, and the Russian lady married an Australian guy. But they just seemed to get on, and we were just standing there. And one of the kids said, "I guess because he's reading the history stuff," and he was saying, "I guess it's sort of a bit weird that we've got, Australian and their two enemies from the Second World War." And I said, "No, we weren't at war with Russia. Like, we never really have been because we're so far away from that side of the world that we've never. Australia's not part of NATO and all that sort of stuff. Like, yes, we'd support US, NATO, and all that sort of stuff like that, but no, we just never have. We've never had to because we do our region." But they were wonderful, and all the kids were asking great questions and everything else. So I spent about maybe 3 hours with them, really. I was explaining everything, like, and again, I've heard it a number of times. She was saying, like, you've got a wonderful way of explaining complicated things in a way that everyone can understand. That's not the first time I've heard that, and it just makes me happy every time I do hear it, because I haven't paid anyone to say that yet, and they still say it. What else has happened? Not too much. So I went down to Melbourne, visited family on the weekend. I went down drove down on Friday, spent 2 days there, drove back on Monday, and that was wonderful, seeing family and everything else. Had a couple of beers with the better looking Marley, which was always wonderful, of course.
Yeah.
Is he well?
He wasn't. He is now. While he was teaching his course over in Perth, he got, I don't know, it certainly wasn't COVID, but it was the dreaded lurgy, and pretty much lost his voice and all that sort of stuff. So he did not enjoy last week, but I think he coughed up a lung after he came back and just said, "Oh, I'm fine now." So he's okay now.
Good.
Yeah. I don't even know what this bit is. I think, is this, I don't know. There's a little piece I'm putting on part 86. It's next to the tow bar, whatever it is.
Damn it.
Aaronville says, "I now know why you have to build up a stash. For the times when you have just enough cash to pay for food and bills, then you have build one from the stash and not buy anymore." Exactly. It's preemptive buying. That's what it is. It's planning for cloudy weather.
It's not buy any more bit that I don't understand.
Marty says, "I'll do." I'll do, Martin.
I'll do.
TVG says, "Watch out for that Madden the Run. He's a troll." Oh, Mad on the Run. June says, "How often do you guys do modelling? My Revel contactor is always dried solid in the tube, so I have to use hot water to melt it." I don't use contactor.
So the other trick is the lighter trick. There you go.
I have one hard on by because it's always clogging up like that. Safety warning: don't try this at home. You'll blow your hand off. Although I haven't yet.
Yeah. I generally use Contactia for large areas and extra thin for non-weight bearing areas.
Yeah. Okay.
TVG says, "Hi, Julian." Don't sing, John.
But it's such a good song.
I don't care. Don't do it. TVG says, "Use a piece of 0.5 millimeter wire in the tube of contactor."
Yeah, you can do that as well.
Do it.
Yes. Julian, either that or a space management, Aaron. Build a kit to make room in the stash for another one. Yeah. Do you know what? Because I'm up to date on all my builds at the minute, we had the meeting for Friends Mall Shows last night, and I was actually sat at my desk and I was like, what do we do now? Because I'm up to date with all these stream builds, and I finished painting the tank and Gordon. So I was like, what do we do? We've got nothing to do now. I don't want to start another kit tonight. I was like, I was sat there twiddling my thumbs, playing my guitar.
Well, I actually found some 3D print files for not an Angel Interceptor, the Shadow Interceptor.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I downloaded them this morning. So I've now got an Eagle Transporter, Thunderbird 2, and a Shadow Interceptor to 3D print and build.
Thunderbird 2 sounds fun. Tiff says, if you buy 10 stickers on Red Bull right now, you get 40% off. There we go.
That's why I bought 10.
There we go. Martin says, I'm seriously thinking of having a break from modelling as I seem to be running out of steam on this current build. Do any of you get to this point ever?
Frequently.
No, because I think the reason I don't get like that is because I'm not just building one model for days on end. I'm building a different model every day.
No,
so because I'm switching between 4 or 5 different models all the time, I don't have that problem.
So what I do, if I get just tired of what I'm working on, and then I go and start something else, like I did yesterday.
Yeah.
So this is the inner cage for an SE5A biplane.
Oh yeah.
And this is a floor pan for a Bristol fighter because I've got biplanes calling out to me because the MiG-23 I'm not enjoying that much at the moment.
I think
it's looking okay, but it's not looking good. So that's it there. It's coming together, but not. I'm just not liking it. I don't like the colours or whatever, but it'll be all right. But it's just a bit, yeah. So there's a biplane on the side.
Going back to what Martin was saying, I think if you have another hobby as well as your modelling, so you can sometimes something to fall back on, take you out of it and bring it back in, or try something different in the modelling sphere.
Well, this is nothing, isn't it? Rather than just if you're always building cars or trucks or tanks or planes, then switch between them. Don't just do the same thing every
I was thinking more like if you've never tried a diorama or something like that before, have a go at that. Or
do something that's out your comfort zone.
But whatever you do, don't start building ships because shelves fall on your head when you do that.
Wow.
The modelling gods will punish you.
I think I just died a little bit on the inside just now, Gary.
Yeah. You got any new kits recently, John?
No, I haven't. However, so our good friend Gary Evans recently finished a Miles M52, which is the British version of what was hopefully going to break the speed of sound and stuff, but never got there. I've got one of them sitting in the I guess the
stash.
No, the shopping. What do they call the cart on a certain website over in the UK? I think it's in Scotland. So I'm looking at that because I've got the Bell X1, and to have those two aircraft next to each other, I think would be an interesting idea. So I'm thinking about that, but no, I haven't committed yet. But I'm I think, I'm trying to, stupidly, I'm trying to cut down. I have enough to build at the moment. So, you know,
Yes, but then those pesky companies will bring something out and you think, oh no.
I know. So let me show you what's floating my boat at the moment out there in the modelling world. So Vanguard Models, it's a British company that makes wooden ship kits.
Oh God, you've lost
me. So this is how good they are. This is the Indefatigable.
Ooh, nice.
I know. Isn't that beautiful?
Look at it.
And it's all CNC cut and everything else. So, so this is the HMS Surprise, which is the Aubrey Maturin ship from the Mask and Commander movie and stuff. So this is the new kit. There's a prototype they're working on for that. And, you know, as I say, it's all CNC cut. But, you know, it's coming along beautifully. And to get my little fat fingers on that thing, I think would be so much fun. And with that, they're also doing... because these are always been multimedia kits. It's not just wood, but there's traditionally been brass and whatever they need. So 3D printing with them has really taken off. So doing the oven, for instance, has a 3D print that you'd throw in the middle there. With the guns and everything else. I think it's absolutely fantastic. They're like cutting edge. That's another one of their builds. And, oh my God.
It's just asking for a shirt to fall on it.
Well, it's asking for me to get my grubby little mitts on it because look at that. I mean,
you said it's a British company. Can you get them down there?
Yep. At
a price.
It's a jet.
So they're they're Australian distribution agent. I don't particularly like that company. However, I will sell half of my family. See, Ron and I already chosen, like years ago, we chose which two kids we would sell to science to buy a whatever I wanted at the time, be it a Jaguar or whatever. But I might put that plan into effect. I might make people disappear into another country or whatever, just because funsies.
As opposed to what?
June says, "No, my luck. The wire would glue to the tube." TBG.
It shouldn't.
He also says, "Martin, try starter set as a mojo reviver." Yeah, do something that's unusual and out of your normal purview.
Or do something wacky. Take a cheap starter set and just do something wacky with it.
Or have a go at doing some scratch building. That's always fun. Next. TBG says, "I could say use a lighter to clear. However, you turn the glue into a flamethrower."
Yes.
You know that. You know, Julian. You keep saying that you look more like a moth-eaten badger. Don't light glue on fire because you won't have any eyebrows. Julian says, "I don't trust me in naked flames, Gary. So I use the hot shower. Hot shower.
Takes it in the shower with him."
All right. So I had a ping before. My little flipper cap for my jerry can has gone to the ether. I'm not sure where.
I 3D printed mine.
So what have you done with it?
Oh, I don't know. I just heard a ping before. I just don't know how. It sort of went sideways, but it sort of did. No, not there. Oh, well, I'll be able to get the top of that at some point, so I'll carry on.
Sonic says, Tiff uses the lighter trick with her glue. Don't try this at home unless you like blue flashing lights on your street.
Julian, Gordon's alive. No, wait. Yeah, have you seen Gordon, John?
Not lately. I saw you working on him. A couple of.
I have finished
show me.
painting him.
Show. Oh, can we zoom in?
Are we zooming in, modders?
Modder's just been trying to clear a
Not
contracted
on me.
glue and is now trying to put the fire out.
There we go. Oh, wow.
Modders, what are you doing? There you go.
Oh, wow. You look so buff, Mikey.
Thank you.
That's a huge cod piece you have there.
Yeah, it's hanged quite low, doesn't it?
Yes. I see you've got
wobble
the
to and fro.
Hmm.
Can you tie it in a knot? Can you tie it in a bow?
That's really impressive, eh?
And I've done that tank.
Oh, I did see the tiger earlier when I was on the barbecue. I had the YouTubes running beside me.
Not quick enough, modders. Jim says, Martin, it happened. It happens. No worries. I think taking time away from the model bench is a great idea. I do it now and then, and I find it invigorating, like a cold shower.
I must admit, I struggle with my mojo more in the summer months. If it's a nice summer,
yeah,
because I'd rather be sat in the garden.
Oh,
see, I'm not.
So
one
sitting
that
in the
likes sitting
garden
in the
is more
garden.
of a winter activity here because it's too bloody hot in summer.
Oh.
But no, I think like most of the time I'm at the bench. I don't do it for hours at a time. The most time I spend at the bench is with you guys because I can, and I can talk to people or whatever. But I really enjoy your company. But if I'm getting sort of frustrated with what I'm doing, I'll just I've got a couple of kits. I'll just reach across, grab another one because I'm interested in building all of them. So I'll just do something that interests me. I don't like having too many kits on the go at once. But as I said, the MiG-23 is it's not sucking the mojo out of me. But that sounds bad as well. I don't know. But I just wanted to do something else, and I couldn't do the Krankenpanzer because we weren't live with my friends.
Well, that's
My
true.
friends. 35s ripping past on their way to the Mac Loop, I expect.
Bastards.
See the KC-135 go through the Mac Loop the other day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oop, on me. Right.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Very old.
What's your favourite aircraft, John?
Oh God, that's a tough question, isn't it?
No, it's not. I know what it is. Your favourite aircraft is the same aircraft as my favourite aircraft.
I don't know. Well, my favourite jet fighter is a Sepcat Jaguar. I guess piston fighter would be. I'd have to say a Spitfire. Is that where you were going, Gary?
No.
But I do love a Hercules, of course, because
there you go. There she is.
It's famously not a fighter, but I know them
A
inside out,
workhorse.
really. Yeah. No, there's a number. Like I appreciate all. There's not many aircraft I don't like because planes. MiG-23 is not that popular at the moment.
Funny that. Yeah. June says, John, a tip for the Can we settle down, please, moderator team? Sonic says, use that technique on that figure, and I might end up with Flash Gordon. There we go. I think the moderators have been at the old sherbets. Julian says, John, a tip for the SE5, both upper and low wings face the same way. Helpful luck.
Yeah. Oh.
Martin says, okay, I've got a couple of Aldi little Airfix kits. Going to try one of them for a change. Yeah, just do something daft. Don't just be as creative as possible with it. Do it in random colours or try having a go at doing one that's rusted up and things. Joe says, yes, 2 hobbies, like me, play some terrible golf, although I did do quite well Tuesday night. Excellent.
I used to play golf, but then my back went.
Oh, that would be my kryptonite now. I cannot twist at all. Like, even to look behind me if I hear a bird or something. No, I can't do it. So to do it that fast is like, oh, it's wonderful. Never having to play golf at, in Florida. I think it'd be fantastic.
The only golf I play is on the PlayStation now. TBG says, John builds Thunderbirds 2 and puts the wings on swept back.
Rude, but true.
Tiff says, I don't just build models. I love to read and play games. I also have other crafty things I like to do. Yeah, you should have variety. Crafty, as in doing things when no one is watching, Tiff, says Sonic.
Yes, it was. If I recall correctly, Indefatigable was one of Hornblow's ships. It was. Oh, John, I was looking on a certain website that Gary's not allowed on anymore. The other day.
Is it?
And they have a Jack Aubrey, 1/10 Jack Aubrey bust.
Oh. Well, there was movement just now. There was deflection.
I was like,
are we talking of
the Express
shop
side?
Right, yeah. I am allowed on there.
Yes, as long as we don't tell Marion.
She spends all her time on Temu.
I wonder if you could actually get a 3D print file for it. That'd be interesting. Next comments, because we've got quite a few to catch up with. Duke says, John, it should be M&C cut instead of CNC cut. Ha ha ha.
I see what you did there.
Julian, on the plus side, I learned a new skill yesterday, replacing a craft knife blade. On the minus side, I had to do it as the previous bar's steward snapped. Yeah, that's always fun. Phil, that's a cod piece, John. He's just pleased to see you. Well, that's not a cod piece. He's just pleased to see you.
Delicious. I mean,
Sonic says,
Sonic
says, sorry, guys. Tiff had a phone call. I had to take over.
Oh.
And then Tiff's explaining Sonic's lack of competence. Oh, you're joking, Sonic. He says, eek, I need more training. Laugh out loud. David says, Martin, yes, I understand that as well. I find I might feel some models, though, good, have lots of fiddly parts. So do put it aside and start another. That's why the Buffalo is on the side. Yeah. Like I said, because I think that's why I don't get bored, because we're doing four different builds each week, or rotating each week. Plus, I'm doing my own personal builds as well. And I've got a 124th Harrier that I'm working on. So I've always got something to do. Gary says, question for the hive mind. Is the back end of a reheated Adora engine stainless steel?
All right, so I've just sent you 2 images, Gary. This is one of them. This is a Adora engine.
Hang on, because right. The other Gary. Adora.
So Rolls-Royce, Turbo Mecha. Right, so that's a whole engine. Ugh, let me drop it down. Ooh, not that far out. Crap, way to go. Oh, it's one of
John,
these.
why is that one? Oh, that's not a turkey.
No. It's not what you think it is. It's all right. Crap. Oh, Scheißen. Hang on. Oh, crap. Where'd it go?
What have you done, John?
Oh, well, I do. So this is.
Can you find it?
There we go. There we go. So this is Gary. I've sent you 2 PM things on Messenger as under Gary stuff. So that's the whole engine. As you can see, the working in the back there, it's pretty much just a flat aluminium sort of color. And that's the full engine. The Jaguar without with its pants down. So yeah, it's just pretty much like, it looks like to me just like a flat.
Yeah, it's like a flat aluminum.
Yeah, like a flat aluminium, I'd say. Yeah. Oh God, isn't that is a sexy thing? I do love that plane.
Has it got a saucer of milk in the front of it?
Why not? Yeah. Oh God. If Paul Marley's watching, we have to go back.
That Duxford.
So you remember? So yeah, this is the thing. So this is Giggles, and you've probably heard of her, friend of the channel and friend of Models for Heroes, Jen Wright, as in
Jen Wright.
Jen Designs and Model Craft. She met us there, and she goes to tour out the back of the back of Cosford and stuff like that. And then she spent the rest of the day just hanging out with us, just looking around at this stuff. So God, I tell you what, people would pay thousands of dollars for a tour of something like we've had, but we got it for free. But, oh my God, that jerry can shouldn't be there. There we go. Right. Anyway, cracking on. Yeah. So you've got those images on Messenger, Gary. Hope it helps.
Julian says Sonic was in charge. That explains the temporary carnage. Sonic says, dib, 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 dub, dub, dub. I promise to do my worst.
Oh, that's the thing that the people on this channel probably haven't seen yet.
What's that?
Oh, not the. I know what's coming. Brace yourselves, people.
So Mr. the better-looking Marley stuck in. He was showing me. He said, "Have you looked at ChatGPT?" I said, "What's that?" I hadn't been there before, but he just threw in a couple of voice commands and stuff, and he came up with a. Let me just look it up.
It's all the rage at the moment.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
I didn't know it was until afterwards. Oh, also, my very good friend Scott Williams, who may or may not be watching, he's just built a
That looks like
1/35 scale ICM Model T.
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That is lovely.
Yes. Beautiful. Anyway, that's not why we're here. So let's go back to my thing. Okay, where is it? Be easier if I just go to his page. There we go. So he said, make an action figure of me as a scout leader, and that's what I came up with. So that's Paul as a scout leader, and he said throw in well, not a campfire, but whatever he said, a camp stove, tent that comes. So there's that. But then there's also, he said, okay, make a twin pack based on a photo. So here's the thing. So here's a photo that it's based on. Okay, so it's me and Paul in our respective scout uniforms. So I'm wearing the 1st Madawi scout scarf, and he's wearing the Hume District scout scarf. So it's New South Wales and Victoria, which is why there's slight differences in name tag colors and yada 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 yada. So that was the image that he wanted to make the image from, and that's what I came up with. So Bob the Scout Leader twin pack. Oh, that's pretty cool, eh?
AI, you see?
I and what's funny, I thought it was hilarious, is because that's the image that it's based on. You'll notice the legs are exactly the same length. So that's cool. So it's like two lots of Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Because both our scout names were Bob.
He turned 77 the other day, didn't he?
Who? My twin brother?
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin. Yeah.
Did he?
Is he really
Yeah.
77?
Yeah.
Blimey.
Okay, I've lost a cap on one of the jerry cans. I'll find out later on. Carrying on. What do I
Can I just say something?
Please.
Line. So, for those that weren't aware,
Mainly
obviously
John.
me, Gary, Tiff, and Sonic. Well, the chat weren't aware either. I decided that today, because John came on late, I would play a little game called John Bingo.
Oh,
Of different
bullshit.
things he would say during the stream.
Oh, bullshit.
And I've been marking them off.
So what have I said?
You've said Fighter World, the better looking Marley. So here's the thing. C-130, yeah. I'm loving this kit, and I've lost something.
Oh my god. Oh,
That's
I
how
do love that
predictable
top
you are.
that top left one. I haven't gone
Yeah,
there,
we
but
know you love the top left one. And
I've said it on the inside.
So, yeah.
Oh my god. That is fantastic.
there was a little bit of leading at times.
How is it I haven't said the middle left-hand one? That's
You
cool.
may well be.
Because
But I was
you
thinking
have
of making it into a little game, a regular game
Well,
or something.
Thank you, everyone, for being part of the final session of the three veterans.
it. Next week I'll be on my own channel.
I've started a new
it's funny
YouTube
though.
channel called Blow It Out Your Ass.
It's funny though, because it just shows how predictable you can be, John. Aaronville says, aircraft, air ambulance, helicopter, and other aircraft always flying over my sunny garden. I live within 2 miles of Norwich Airport. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
We live under the flight path for Liverpool and not far from Harden Airport. But we've got Harden Airport to the east, and we've got RAF Valley off to the west, down the coast. So there's always aircraft flying back and forth, military aircraft and things,
Yeah.
because they use the S3.
What we've got here, we've got RAF Shawbury quite close, so we get a lot of helicopters. We've got RAF Cosford, but there's not much flies out of there apart from Grob Tutors. Of course,
Yeah.
there's the museum. But what we have got is the exit for what is called the Litchfield radar corridor, which means which is all the airways in the UK go north to south. So the fighters and the bombers over in Lincolnshire and all that, if they want to come across to Wales, they come through this what's called a radar corridor. And then they come across at 14,000 feet and then drop down into low level. So we normally get them rattling past as they're dropping down into low level to go into Wales.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, crap.
And of course, being an ex-air trafficker, I do look up.
Yes.
yeah.
Cheers, says, reference the Adore engine. Engine components, stainless steel, is likely used in critical components like the engine structure, hot sections, and potentially in areas exposed to high temperatures and stresses. There we go. Makes perfect sense to me. June says the jet pipe on an Adore engine is made of stainless steel, along with the fasteners used to mount the engine data plates. There we go.
Ah, yes, that'll do.
Sonic says Tiff points at her PC and says to me, "Sort that out." Me, ah. Gary Stuff says, "Thanks, John." TBG says, "I think that's some kind of steel, not aluminium. it'll melt in the reheat. Yeah, that's true.
Good
No,
point.
it looks like a cast alloy, but I don't know the composition.
He's not a lab rat, are you, John?
Not so much. Pinky in the brain. Oh,
I used to love
is that
that
counted
cartoon.
as singing?
Yeah,
Oh, yay! Pinky
it all
in the
counts.
brain.
I used to love that cartoon when I was a kid. TVG says, I think that's... I've read that one. Come on, moderating staff. Jim says, I think I went to school with Jerry Can. I'll get my coat and leave quietly.
I knew you did. I thought when I was saying Jerry Can, I was thinking, I think I remember hearing that. You know, one of our friends of the channel went to school with him.
Yeah. Tempted to leave that short. TVG says, in Canal, I think.
In Canal,
Julian says,
probably not so much.
Julian says, the tour wasn't really free, John, although it was, as in money, you've paid for it with your military service and the problems that left you with. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say people pay thousands of dollars for a tour like that, but in reality, Paul and I did. So, you know.
Yeah. Jim says, does the Scoutmaster Marley figure come with Kung Fu grip?
I saw someone had done one for the RAF regiment. And it had got in the accessories were a book about the 5 Mile of Death, and a couple of other bits and pieces that were taking the mickey slightly.
Was there a pet ape?
No, there was I won't be able to find it now, so there's no point trying. But there was something about if you're offended or something, and
yeah,
I don't. And then there was one for the TA, and it was a big fat soldier.
Yeah, that's about right. Sonic says, almost a house. Yeah, almost.
Almost a house.
Eagle eyes.
Yeah, the eagle eyes. Sonic says...
Sonic doesn't say.
We need to choose someone at random for more bingo during the open panels, to be honest. Yes.
Yes. Jim says, you don't have Oompa Loompa on your Marley bingo sheet, Mikey. Sonic says, or anyway, Jim, lol.
Yeah.
Matthew's in. Hello, all. Hope you're all well. Yeah, we are.
Hello,
very
Matthew.
good. Thank you, Matthew.
Sure are.
Hello.
Yeah.
Julian says, got to go, folks. Carer here and lunchtime. See you
Wonderful.
later, Julian. Yes, I should be having my lunch soon. Sonic says, no singing.
Yeah, John.
Mr. Evans says the exterior might be aluminium sheet as it will be insulated from the engine itself. I'll do the interior stainless, but do some powder or oils for the burnt stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Ooh.
Kevin's in. Good day, everyone. Sorry, I haven't been on. Been sick in bed since last Thursday. Oh, Kevin, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I hope you're better.
Yeah.
Sonic says, cheers, Julian. TBG says, bye, Julian. Hi, Julian's carer. And we've caught up with chat.
Yay.
Which guarantees someone's going to put something in chat. And we'll be back on chat.
Yes.
Coffee.
That's H. Where's E?
Oh, very nice. I've got my doors on. And I've got them open.
I have not put doors on yet because I've realised that I've not painted. Well, I've not realised I have not painted the interior of the doors. So I'll do that with an airbrush off camera. Attach a rear door. So I'm doing the other things, all the Pioneer tools and
I haven't painted the inside of the doors, but I will be doing that with, guess what?
AK markers.
AK markers. You got it.
Oh, cross off of one of the bingo cards.
Yes. Well, I've got 2 videos to do for the channel over the next few days.
Oh, I've got to admit. Oh, hang on, I'm missing a part. Oh no, it's B.
Yeah.
Where's H? That makes sense.
I meant to ask on Monday.
Come on. Yes.
I meant to ask Gary when he was on with us on Monday, Gary Evans, how he goes about filming when he's actually building.
Use an overhead camera.
Yeah, I know how you do it. The bloody process, whether he just lets it run, which I think will take an awful lot of disk space, and then chop it down, in editing, or just do a specific. When you're going to do a specific bit, think, I'll video that bit.
So what he does, he has a camera rolling, and then he says 1, 2, 3, and then he says, okay, so, and then I've done this bit, and oh bugger, I've stuffed that up, and then he says 1, 2, 3, and so I've done this bit, and he starts again, and he goes, oh bugger, and he does that over and over again, and it turns out wonderfully.
And on that segue, Sonic says heat-resistant coating on aluminium. I'm sure they make exhaust tips for cars like that. Yeah. A little bit difference in temperature, though.
Yeah.
David says it was a Paddington Bear toy. TVG says, question for John. Would he highly recommend the half track?
I really would. What else is there to say on that Matrix? It's a really enjoyable kit. Lube and subscribe. Oh, that wasn't on the card.
We were going to put lube and subscribe on there, but I said I actually say that more than he does, and I haven't said it once today.
Right, so I'm gluing one door shut, one of the back doors shut, and then have the other one open. What I might do eventually is put it on a diorama with a soldier coming out of it or something. Or soldiers by the back door. Gary says, I set the camera going, do whatever the step is, and chat about it, then turn the camera off, especially when you've got 2 or more of the something to make. And yes, always check the microphone.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's definitely a Gary
Cheers,
thing.
buddy.
I'll tell you what, Gary's recent video of the Miles M52, that's got the Southern Hemisphere juices flowing, I must say. It's a beautiful build, and I think that will be on my soon-to-purchase list.
Yes. Sonic says, a bingo grid with a square marked off every time I tell a crap joke. Quickest house in history. What I might do is make a sticker that's just got a grid on it. It says BBC Bingo or something at the top. And then it's just a grid underneath. And you can just write in whatever
That'd be a big sticker
you want to put on it. Oh, let's come off.
B, C, C.
You're better off doing it in something, doing it in something like Excel, and then just printing it off, or
Yeah.
do it as an Excel spreadsheet, so you get or anything, any grid, saving it as a PDF, and then putting it on the Discord, and people could just print it off as they want.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah, could do that. Good idea, John. No, Gary.
No, I was going to take all the credit just now.
It's so rare that I have a good idea.
Well, don't want to say anything, but
I have lots of ideas. None of them are good.
Yeah.
There you go. Right.
Don't forget delicious. Duke says, "Don't forget delicious."
Delicious. Yes.
Especially when he's got his glass of red. Or
Was that part of it?
oh, look at that, good man. Sonic says, "Who?"
Sonic.
Yeah, but they all say that, and it's not just pertinent to John.
Yeah. Yeah.
Martin says, "Okay, so the Howling Vampire in 172 is then. By the way, I take the no singing is from Monty Python."
I know where you're coming from, Martin. Yes, I just want to sing. You're not bloody sing. No, it's because Mike is very
Go get a glass of water.
Not singing things that can get us a copyright strike.
Yeah. So my daughter. So I came in earlier today. I was out. Oh, so I had my daughter's car. Well, the other daughter's car serviced. Well, so she's bought a new Polo, but I didn't like the color of the coolant because it's meant to be pink, and the previous owner had a water pump fitted about 2 months ago or so, and the mechanic obviously filled it up with the wrong gack. In fact, the photo's not here. Doesn't matter. But it's meant to be pink, but they had put the green coolant in it, so it ended up being a terrible mix of brown. Anyway, so I had a flush, radiator flush, and a replacement of coolant. So anyway, came back home, and my other daughter, Leah, said, she walked in, she said, "Oh, hello, Papa," as she does. And I said, "Oh, hello, daughter." And she said, "Do you say that because you can't remember which one I am?" And I said, "Well, no, it's actually a Monty Python skit, whereas, it's like, Princess Mitzi has, wooden teeth that she polishes twice a day and all that sort of stuff like that. And her father, the king, think of, Princess Bride sort of thing. Like, oh, hello, daughter. And I said, it's just like that, and she's just looking at me saying, I don't know,
I always say that.
Thinking,
Carrie Ann will walk in the house and she'd go, "Hello, father." I'll say, "Hello, daughter."
Yeah. And then I said, like, I know who you are. You're Erin, right? And she just cracked up laughing because she's not.
I have a problem with my granddaughters because I've got so many bloody granddaughters. I said they should have numbered them 1, 2, 3, and 4.
See, even my mum, even though she's only a couple of years older than you, Gary, she usually goes through about a list of at least 2 or 3 of her brothers before she gets to my name. She's speaking to me. Because she's got 4 brothers and 3 sisters.
My granddad, bless him, when he was alive, always called Marion Maureen.
Oh, yeah.
My nan, for years, called Keeley. Because she kept forgetting it's Kaylee, and so she kept calling her Keeley.
I just answer to anything. Normally, oi, you.
Git. Stop falling through the patio doors.
Stop falling through the patio doors, yeah.
Sonic says we need a no singing sticker. We do, don't we?
No singing.
Yes. Jim says, good idea, Sonic. I like it.
I want to
I am ready. I think I can start thinking about filling the middle of this for when I paint it now. Oh, shit. I know what I was going to do.
Oh, yes?
Oh, no, it's all right. No, it wasn't on this one. It was on the... When I do the tiger, I'm going to use the Gary Evans method of painting the tiger. So I'm not going to put that on yet, John. I'm going to put that on afterwards.
I'm not sure. The what? What aren't you putting on?
You were just about to put that bit of
the dingus.
The dingus on the. You're supposed to attach it to the giggling flange. What?
Yeah, it was.
I'm not bothering till I've painted it. I'll put it on afterwards. Mikey, you were desperately trying to show us something then, sir.
Yeah, let's. It's all about Mikey. It's not like his channel or what.
I think he's gone.
Let's go to Mikey for a moment.
Why?
You were trying to
show us something.
Oh, okay.
You were holding your phone up to the camera.
I was. Go on,
It's out focus,
focus.
dude. Yeah.
I know, I'm trying to focus it. Give me a chance, give me a chance.
Veterans tackle.
There you go.
Oh!
That's what I was pointing at.
Well,
Don't forget to lube and subscribe.
Lube and subscribe. Yeah, don't forget to lube and subscribe.
Mm.
Yes.
Usual suspects. Yeah. Jim says, I like that too, Sonic. Sorry? Go on.
No, I was just going to say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the inner piece here with tissue paper and then put some masking.
I have used plastic, the plastic little bags that you get with the parts in.
Yeah.
Put masking tape around it.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Look at you go. You're an ideas man.
Yeah. Jim says, I like that too, Sonic. Can't take credit for the phrase. Claude Rains said it more than once in the film Casablanca. I've never watched Casablanca.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, you went to walk in the mind.
Sounds like you've had a stroke.
I've had
Tiff
two.
Says, 10 minutes remaining.
8, actually, Tiff.
Yeah. Sonic says, Oshita sticker.
Oshita sticker, yeah.
Oshita sticker.
Yeah. David says, call me anything, but don't call me late for breakfast.
That's a thing. Keep going.
Duke says, one day all this will be yours, Mikey. What? YouTube?
But I don't want it all to be
What,
mine,
the
Father.
curtains?
I just
No,
want
no.
to sing.
Beyond that.
21 people watching. Don't forget to lube and subscribe. Sonic says, it's the final countdown. Da, da, da.
Oh,
da,
I so wish you want to go.
I'm surprised Gary's not done the white stripes.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
why would I do the white stripes, Mikey? Why would I do it? Why is there a chance that I might do that?
I don't know.
Because someone was playing it on his bloody guitar just before we went live, as he does every week to try and get it in my head.
Yes. Right. Anyway, we got 7 minutes to go. So, yeah.
Tip said it
Good
was
door
10
on
when I wrote it, Gary. Yeah, I blame Mikey for not being quick enough on the
pots and pans. Yeah.
Jim says, I wonder how much Ingrid Bergman liked kissing Bogey's tobacco-saturated lips.
Oh, wow. She was a wonderful actress, I must say.
I think that's pretty much ready for spraying now. I just need to find a way of closing that door enough to
I didn't think that through, did I?
Which bit? What didn't you? What mistake am I about to make, Gaza?
Don't make the mistake I've made.
Yeah. Oh, the doors?
Yes. How are you going to spray the outside with the doors open?
I'll figure out something.
Yeah.
Because they don't open all the way up either.
Do they not?
No. Because the hinge doesn't allow it, look. They only open that far. So it's not like you can just tape it all off.
No, mine are glued in place anyway.
Yeah, well, this one is.
But yeah, I'll figure out something.
Yeah. I think they're double hinged. I think they're hinged.
Yeah, I think they are too, on the real thing.
At the door as well as the inner surface. So I think they can move sort of sideways. But
yeah. It certainly looks like that.
But I don't know. I don't even know what I'm looking at, what this dingus is, but that goes there, apparently. I don't know why.
Well, I've put the extra little bits on. I think I'm pretty much ready for spraying now.
Yeah, I think I'm going to, let's say, fill in the cavernous hole in the middle.
Yeah.
Work out where I'm going to get the doors, which might even be, I might take them off and put them back on again when it's sprayed.
Yeah, I think what I've managed to do in this sesh really is just catch up to where you guys were last week when it was unavailable.
Yes.
But okay, so let's see. In this last couple of minutes, what other quadrants of the bingo card do we need to fill out
For the full house? Well,
I don't. Me if it's too loud. Highly recommend frontline hobbies, and I've effed up, and the other one that you're not saying on here.
Oh, I'm thinking it.
You're always thinking it.
Yeah. John's not paying attention, is he?
Oh, sorry. Oh, you got your heads showing. All right, let's do that. Sorry, I had eyes down for a full house. I got a bingo card.
No, not the Skyhawk.
I fucked up. Hey!
There he is.
There we go.
Citizens.
It's the fact that it's got drawn on 6-pack as well.
Yeah.
Not mine.
Holy modelling, Batman.
Yeah, I got to admit, the cape is a wonderful addition, isn't it?
It's the beer belly at the front that gets me. The 6-pack beer belly. It reminds me of Jeff Dunham with the one that's supposed to be like a redneck.
Peanut.
No, the other one.
Oh, Bubba.
Yeah,
Bubba J.
Yeah, with his little belly, with his teeth hanging out the bottom of his t-shirt.
You got a drinking problem? No, I got it down pretty good.
Sonic says, maybe if she was a smoker, Jim, I ran out of ciggies, give me a kiss. Jim says, holy Krankenpanzerwagen, Batman. Very good.
Holy half-track, Batman.
Yeah. So, TVG says, sucking the guts. John's Batman. Sonic says, almost as funny as that time I saw a fat guy wearing a skeleton body t-shirt during Halloween. I remember going Chester shopping with my dad when I was a kid, right? Yeah. And my dad was wearing a Batman t-shirt. And some little kid said, look, Dad, it's Batman. He went, I don't think so. If he is, he's let himself go with it. My dad heard him, just looked and started laughing.
The best t-shirt I've got is one that says, do not remove from the bar.
Oh, I like that one. Oh, so the Better Looking Mully and I were talking the other day about beers and how we need to go back to the UK. And I mentioned Doom Bar, and he went, oh, that night in Portsmouth. Like, we stayed in the...
Did you enjoy your time with the sailors?
Yes. No, it's just wonderful. Like,
did you get to go in the barrel?
This is the thing. So during the day, doing things like Bovington, HMS Victory, and then at night, just sitting in the bar, talking about how good is this, sucking down Doom bars. It was...
That sounds way worse than what it was.
It sort of did, didn't it? Yeah. No, it was a good holiday. Yeah. It was a good holiday.
His bald head was painted orange also. It was meant to be a pumpkin. There we go. Yeah. If people want to do BBC Bingo, want me to make a BBC Bingo card, I'm happy to do that. I think that'd be quite funny. In Discord, if you can all come up with a list of short expressions that we say quite often on the show, and I will make them into a list, and I'll make a sheet that's just a grid that and then you can pick which ones you want to put on. So that way, then you haven't all got the same ones on.
So I don't know whether to laugh or cry, you bastards.
It's good though, isn't it?
It's funny.
To be fair, we've been threatening to do it in general, not just aimed at you, John, but we've been threatening to do it for a while, haven't we?
Yeah.
So did you literally do it? Did you plan it before you went live, or
Before we went live,
about
I went
10 minutes before we went live.
yeah, I went, oh, I'm going to do John Bingo. And I wrote them all. We've come up with different ones and I wrote them all down. I went, right, now I'm going to make a coffee before we go live.
Yeah, he did his usual thing. 2 minutes before we were going to go live, he buggered off to get coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Jim says, and after his time with sailors, John had to eat all his meals stood up.
Oh, you're not wrong. Ooh.
Sonic says
Yeah.
BBC Bingo. Yeah. So if the guys in Discord, if you can come up with a list of different questions, send it to me, and I'll make a bingo sheet up and then I'll post it in Discord.
Yeah, I've missed you guys. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Always.
But we're back tomorrow.
Yes, we're back tomorrow at 11 o'clock. No Mr. Evans tomorrow, though, John, because he's busy.
No,
okay.
Yeah, so you can't fanboy.
So it's just us three again. Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're moving on with the Model T.
Yes.
But today, just before we go, I haven't done a lot, but I have got the back doors on, but I think I'm going to be taking them off again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did get the top on, so.
Yeah.
And the front engine compartment, so.
Look, I will swap the camera because I haven't shown this. So what I did before, cause I wasn't here last week, but what I did leading up to being away was this one. So I had put the interior together. So you could see, it's a bit dark, I'm sorry. But you can see if I move that hinge out of the way, yeah, there's two stretchers on that side. It's a bit darker than I'd like. And the rolled up one on that side and stuff. So the interior is done.
Yeah.
So yeah, literally all I've done is this stuff on the outside. Again, the Pioneer tools, and they're all painted grey anyway. So I'm going to stick mine on. Paint the inside of the doors. I'm going to have mine shut, I believe. Yeah, that'll be ready to go next week. Is well, all that remains really is the canvas Torno sort of hoops or covers for that, and all the running gear.
Cool.
So
Now,
this will
John,
be painted grey. Yes.
shut the fuck up. We're going. Bye.
Bye.